Hello and welcome to Stories on Tuesday. And we're in for something different here. This is the Get Out Kids, and this is on the iPhone, more specifically my iPhone 14 Pro. And fans of the site may remember I did a video on this back for Mobile Friday, and I enjoyed what I played so much. I am here once again, but this time to actually just play the story. As you can see, there are a number of chapters, 24, but we're going to start from the beginning, and it was just so much fun. It's nice that I can come back and just play the story, because it's a style of story and gameplay that I don't have much experience with, which is kind of the point of this series. So, like all Stories on Tuesday videos, you're more than welcome to head over to Ko-fi. We have a subscription tier where you can watch this video without any of my commentary. But for those on YouTube, you'll get my commentary. But when the series is done, I'll combine all parts into one long video, so that way everyone gets to watch it without any of my commentary. The point is to play and get whatever story we get. So I'm not here looking for the platinum or the most ideal ending. I'm here just to play a story. And as you can see, it looks fantastic. This is just the tutorial part. And when I played it on Mobile Friday, it was almost like anything I played last year. The only reason why it didn't win Game of the Year last year was because it is an old Apple Arcade game that came out on General Store. If it had come out and last year was its first year, then it might have been Game of the Year. It was really close to Squad Busters. But because, as I said, it's an old Apple Arcade game that was re-released on iOS for free, I did think about it, but I went and decided, no, I'm going to keep Squad Busters as number one. But I'm still coming back. I'm still going to get this story, I'm going to play it. So here we are, chapter 1. Molly Moore's parents died in a car accident when she was 2. She moved into a small home on the west side of Hickory Lane to live with her peculiar Grandma Ford. Grandma Ford was an authority on the weird and unusual. When there was a monster in your closet, Grandma Ford knew what to do about it. Once a week, Molly and her dog Moses would wake up in the middle of the night and sneak out of the house to meet her one and only friend, Salim. They always went to the Capital 6 drive-in on Tuesdays. Molly called their gang of 3 the Get Out Kids. Membership was very exclusive. On the Tuesday before Halloween, Molly and Salim settled on seeing Ghost Blasters for the 3rd time. Shame that this bit isn't voiced. I can kind of understand why some of the chapter stuff isn't. But at least these talking heads is a fun way of telling a story. So if you watch the Mobile Friday video, this is quite familiar. We actually got quite far for that first hour, even though we had to do the tutorials and solve a couple of puzzles. And we're not going to worry about things like dynamic island or accessibility or battery or heat or anything like that. The point is just to get the story So we got to set our alarm for 11. One of these buttons is alarm. It's 11. Even though Grandma Ford was deaf in one ear, you could never be sure which side she was sleeping on. When sleeping on her good side, even the thunderous sound of God herself could not wake her. So we've got to turn this alarm off. It says don't wake Grandma Ford. Wake Moses, find his collar. So, can we see her collar anywhere? Nope. So let's try a draw. Nope. Don't know what that is. Binoculars. Where could this dog's collar be? Ah, I've got another drawer here. Oh, it's hanging up, isn't it? Up here. Put it on the dog. You can see the picture changed a little bit on the screen on the right. Woof woof woof. So EpiPen. I think that's probably what that yellow thing is here. Walkie-talkie. Yeah, where was that? There it is on the bed. Zippy lighter. Said a zipper S by the telephone. Firecrackers. What fun are they in for? I mean, these are these shotgun pellet things. There we go. Binoculars. Oh, we saw them earlier. Dutch Army knife. I think Swiss Army knife might be a brand, so gotta be careful of that. Pack the treats, I think. There, yeah, dog biscuit one. So I'm having to tap the speech bubbles manually. There's no like automatic on this. Oh, give us a little heart. Your Highness. Moses jumped out of the window into the sharp autumn night. Molly grabbed her skateboard and followed, leaving the window open behind her. I think that's chapter 1 finished. Yep, on to chapter 2. So I imagine this isn't going to be like a 12-hour video. Salim's alarm went off at 11 p.m. His younger brother was sleeping above him on the top bunk of an elaborate bed. To Salim's surprise, his mother and father were still awake in the kitchen, drinking chai, eating dates, and enjoying gashup. I apologise if I said that wrong. Yeah, don't want to wake up the brother. Asthma inhaler. Okay. Where would an asthma inhaler be? Doesn't look like it's there. Or there. Ah! Desk drawer. Got it. Boomerang? What are you even going to do with a boomerang? Where would you keep a boomerang? Yes, even though I have played this, I don't remember where everything is. Well, I'll close those two because I might need the Walkman. Not there. Anyone spot a boomerang? Ah, trifold. Okay. Tri-wing, tri-tips. I don't know what they call them. Nah, that's easy. That's on the bed. His little brother's got glow-in-the-dark stars above him. And I know, growing up, that's why I had on my ceiling. So this game is kind of set, I think, like the 80s era. Things like cassette player. Also some of the tech. Like that could be a Commodore 64 on the desk. Video games. And Defender, a Froggy, it's probably Frogger, isn't it? Oh, it's a bit late for him if he hasn't done it by now. They both want to know he needs to pee. Salim's sense of direction was suspect at best. Muslims in North America faced northeast when praying. Orienteering his prayer mat was a challenging task indeed. Well, the compass is on the desk, I can see that. Turn your prayer mat the right way. Oops. So we need northeast. Here we go. Yeah, on the prayer mat, there was like a point on like a building, mosque top or something. So that's why I've gathered would be north. Your Love 2 program. I'm guessing it might be on cassette. No. Oh, it actually meant the thing here. Snoring loop, of course. There we go. Clashes? What's a clashes? Ah, cassette. Well, that's on the shelf. Play your favorite song. So, guess the big orange button. Nice bit of vibration on the phone as well. Salim sat on the edge of his bed, put on his headphones, and waited for his parents to go to sleep. The lights in the hallway outside his bedroom went dark. London was burning, and it was time to jet. Which I think might be some sort of Clash song, but honestly, no one in my family likes the Clash, so I don't particularly know which one that is. It's just, that's what I think. The time was nearing 1 in the morning when Molly and Salim met in front of Leicester's bargain centre. The jumble of televisions in the storefront window was playing the local news. Strange things were afoot at the LBC. I think that's Leicester's bargain centre, LBC. Check out the news. Some of these TVs are upside down. Ah, okay. Mr. Flanagan's pet goat had gone missing 2 days earlier. Okay, there's a missing goat in the story somewhere. Molly, Moses, and Salim were running late for the movie. They decided to cut through the Whitmore Park Cemetery. A crooked sign at the locked cemetery entrance read, "Late night trespassers will be prosecuted." The irony of the makeshift entrance next to the sign was not lost on Molly, nor was the makeshift exit on the other side. Beyond the tombstones, the light of a lantern cut through the night, revealing the face of a man. His skin was the colour of milk. He had no facial hair and no eyebrows. His nose was sharp and crooked. His eyes were a cotton candy pink. The twisted snarl on his face exposed a grotesque set of teeth. Wilson Jenkins was on graveyard duty. I remember this being a puzzle. Can't get caught now. Moses' inborn constitution was to chase foreign smells, sounds, and movements. To curtail his inclinations was a fool errand, but he was a good boy nonetheless, and generally able to make his way home without too much trouble. Yes, there's now 2 of us. Set a loud diversion. You remember, we picked up firecrackers. We need to light the firecracker. I was trying to drag, but that wasn't the right move. Molly and Slim reached the north side of the cemetery unharmed, but someone restored the makeshift exit to its previously impenetrable condition. The exit was locked. Molly and Slim were trapped, and the light of the lantern was fast approaching from the south. Yeah, I mean, who says bunk? Was that really a term in the 80s? Even know in the comments if bunk was ever a common word for you guys. It says get out. Do we have anything? Money? No. Maybe? Oh, puzzle. Okay. Come on. Oh. To the right. I mean, to the left. I was trying to turn it to the right, but I actually needed the left. Molly and Salim stumbled back, away from the gate. They shifted their focus to the figure lurking on the other side. The gruesome face of Mr. Jenkins stared back at them. The light from the lantern bounced off his pale, white face and sparkled in the pink of his eyes. Oops. Mr. Jenkins was one half of the Eastern European couple who purchased the Maxwell House and the adjacent Whitmore Park Cemetery. His life partner, Dr. Victor Constantine, was the other. And even remember in the prologue, that's the Maxwell House. Mr. Jenkins turned around and walked back to the main grounds of the cemetery. He furrowed his brow and muttered something under his breath. He would meet those pesky kids again soon enough. He was sure of it. Ooh, teasing something, is it? Chapter 5. This might be all new now. Molly and Salim shuffled northwest towards the Capital 6. They approached the forest surrounding the drive-in and talked about the preceding events. A full moon watched over them. Oh yes. Bats. That's the point. Because the crackers could be causing more trouble. Scare away the bats. I'm gonna guess boomerang. Oh, nearly got them all. One more. Oh man. That's for every Zubat that was. Like I said, I haven't done this one before, so all this is new. So that was a good guess from my part. More bats. More boomerang. Look how cool the level design is. Oh, not quite. Gotcha. You can see that's new, so I got the achievement for it. A bright light radiated from a giant screen in the distance. Streams of wayward light stabbed through the trees. Ghost blasters were starting soon. Slipping into the drive-in on foot was easy. Getting past the rows of parked cars undetected, not so much. The concession stand was on the far side of the grounds, and it was definitely time for some serious eats. Get past the cars. Oh, one of these puzzles. No. I am horrible at these. I don't think we can turn them all off. So let's get to here. Let's get to here. What's gonna happen? Ah, nuts. Okay. So let's get to here. Got this one. Then black card turns that one on. This red one, the far left, does that. Now what? Oh no, what do I do? Oh no. Oh, balls. Okay. That was just skipping between those. Need somehow. Oh, go. Oh, that was lucky. Thankfully, as I learnt when I played this on Mobile Friday, the game was more wanting us to get the story rather than how well we'd get the story. Dr. Constantine glanced at the rearview mirror of his black Continental. He saw Molly and Salim lurking in the shadows behind his car. And then he grinned. Whew. Right. Molly and Salim were hungry and thirsty, running from Mr. Jenkins, escaping vampire bats, and sneaking past teenagers in love was hard work. Molly followed her standard procedure and rummaged through her backpack looking for money. And like every other time before, there was no money to be found. I'm guessing Salim always has it. medium slice. Order the usual for memory. Well, what does you normally have? Well, we need the money. Oh no. What do we need? Basically, I'm just touching all of them. $12.50. I'm wondering, how are we meant to know what the regular order is? Did I miss something, or did I forget something that was said earlier? $12.50. Huh? What's up here? It's a decimal. What's up with that decimal? $12.50. Then we give 40. Huh. This one I don't know. Because there's only space for one digit there and two digits here. I press the buttons and it doesn't continue. I don't know. $6.50, $6. It says 20 to 12.50. Oh wait a sec, we've got to do the math, haven't we? It's not asking for 12.50, it's not asking for the 40, it's asking what is the change. Oh. Yeah, we got there. With arms full of food and drink, both sweet and salty, Molly and Salim ventured towards their usual spot. And Dr. Constantine followed from a distance. That's a little creepy. Molly and Salim took a seat to the left of the massive screen. The bushes masked their presence and gave them a clear view. It was the perfect spot. Find the frequency. So they must be using radio, maybe AM, to do the audio for the movie. It was tricky to keep up with that. Ooh, just about got it. If there's something weird on the schoolyard hill, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! How fun. Molly and Salim make their food. They sipped their drinks. They giggled and talked and punched their way through the first 2 acts of the film, plunging into a food coma. 100 yards away, Dr. Constantine started his big black car. He squealed out of the parking spot and barreled straight for them. Dun dun dun. Chapter 9 already, wow. Dr. Constantine's car was fast approaching. The snarl of the engine startled Molly into action. She tackled Salim out of the way. Dr. Constantine slammed on the brakes, and the car screeched to a halt. Molly and Salim raced into the woods like a pair of bandits on the run. They were safe, for now. Dingus. I love some of the insults, some of the phrases they're saying. Oh, asthma. What have we got to do here? So you just have to touch the screen. It's a lot of pumps. Or it could just be breathing. See, I touched the screen because I thought I had to like draw that shape. But this makes sense. Is that a goat? Molly and Salim pressed on through the woods, lost in thought. Salim tripped over a tree stump. Or so it seemed. Find the inhaler. I'm guessing between the 2 rocks. Somewhere in between the 2 rocks, but I don't think that's the inhaler. Oh, there it is. On the right side. Molly crouched down to take a closer look at the point of impact. She looked back up at Salim with a hint of dread in her eyes. That was no tree stump Salim tripped over. It was Mr. Flanagan's lifeless pet goat. And something drained its blood. Look around. Like I said, there's something between these 2 rocks, so I'm going to try and pick that up. Anything else? I guess not, because we've got an arrow on the bottom right. Molly peered around the jagged torso of the ancient, ponderous pine. A man carried a 4-legged animal roped at the feet. He approached a ragged old shack and unlocked the front door. He opened the door, turned on the light, and walked in. Seconds later, he left the structure empty-handed, closing the door behind him. The man snapped off a nearby branch and wrapped a filthy rag around it. A gust of wind carried the smell of kerosene. It tickled Molly's nose. The man struck a match and lit his torch. It burst into flames and revealed a pair of ruddy eyes and an unmistakable complexion. Huh. So what's he doing? Well, we knew it was him. What's that? $102,884. Well, hopefully the game's going to remember that, and I don't have to worry about it. An imposing house lurked a mere 20 yards to the west. Molly and Salim were on the Maxwell House property, and Mr. Jenkins appeared, ready to feast. Molly and Salim waited for Mr. Jenkins to return to the Maxwell house, then worked their way back into town. It was nearing 4 in the morning when a splinter of the sunshine emerged on the horizon. Grandma Ford woke up early, so Molly needed to get home soon. What? With a spoon? What's what? Look for something familiar. Can you see it? Something familiar. And the music's gone a little funny as well, hasn't it? I can't see anything familiar. Something freshly dug. I just tapped it, nothing happened. Oh. You see that collar? Ooh, you never do. Salim turned around and walked away, leaving Molly all alone. Molly took a deep breath, then another. She kicked a pebble with her shoe. She walked across the street and snuck back into her bedroom and flopped onto the floor. No Moses. She lay there staring up at the ceiling, wondering what to do. For the first time in years, Molly fell asleep, alone. Find your pajamas. Right. Nothing on the floor. So, wardrobe. There we go. The smell of warm maple syrup snuck into Molly's bedroom. She changed into her superhero pajamas and headed for the kitchen. Oh, says the cool. Oh, this could be an interesting chapter. Grandma Ford made a mean flapjack and the crispiest bacon this side of the Mississippi. But Molly was more interested in the issue at hand than the tasty homemade cuisine. She decided to spill the beans. If she was going to find Moses, she'd need Grandma Ford's help to do it. Kind of makes you think if monsters are actually real in this universe. Or if that she's just playing along with the kid. Could just be doing it for the meat, you know. Chupacabra. Well, that's some Latin looking words I'm not going to try and pronounce. Find the book, sure. I'll tell you, the phone has a microphone. If it said try and pronounce the name of the book, then we would have been in trouble. Cold spell, yeah. Ooh, do you think Graham thinks there's some sort of romantic feelings involved, or is it just a real good friendship? You know, there's a mature kid there, but there's also a nice Graham as well. So where is the telephone? Ah, on the right side. Do you think that's Salim's number? Should we just try it? Why can't I? 5. I forgot one of the 5s. Yeah, back in the day, you could pick up the telephone, listen into your family's conversations. And if the phone goes, two of you can pick up at the same time. I've had these hello, hello, hello situations where 2 or 3 people have picked up the phone or trying to talk at the same time. It's a little nostalgic. Molly started the conversation with the standard lines. Then she told Selim the facts at hand. At least some of them, anyway. Well, that's a collection for sure. Brown sugar. Ooh. Okay, maybe the grandma hasn't got too much time left. Molly grabbed her things, gave Grandma Ford a big hug, and headed out the door. Grandma Ford looked over at a photo of Molly's mother, resting on a table. And then she sighed. No, skipping ahead, I'm guessing to the town. The apology, yeah. Honestly, I think we'll leave it there for this part. We've done far more chapters than I imagined, and it's been really interesting. I've just enjoyed myself here. It's a good time. I hope you guys are following along with the story and having fun too. Like I said, this is the iOS version. I don't know if it's out on Android. The fact that it was Apple Arcade first and has now come out on iOS lets me think that perhaps now there might be an Android version. But if you've been enjoying it, let me know in the comments, especially if you're kind of nostalgic for some of the phrases and tech. Some of the phrases I've said myself, but not all of them. It's a little odd. But yeah, like I said, on Ko-fi, there is a version of this, none of my commentary, none of my chapter reading, just straight story. Or you can head over to Ko-fi and donate. As a small YouTube channel, we don't get any money from YouTube. So with Ko-fi, we can get donations, including PayPal donations. But as well as this tier, there are a couple of other tiers that you might find interesting. But of course, liking, subscribing on the socials, that's just as useful. But until the next Stories on Tuesday video, please take care.